Hello again, everyone. Mr. Fitri here, bringing you Unit 3. Yay! This unit's going to focus on the continents, about plate tectonics, and how the surface or the crust of the Earth has changed and constantly changes. Now we have 3 lessons in this unit. Each are a bit short compared to the other units we've looked at, so I will likely include a couple videos for you to review to not only allow you to better understand the topics, but also perhaps improve the visualization of what's going on in and on the Earth. So, lesson 1 here. Drifting continents and Pangaea. Let's get started. First, our objective for this lesson is what was Wagner's hypothesis about the continents. Okay, Mr. Wagner there in the bottom left-hand corner, you see, he proposed an hypothesis about the movement of the continents. Okay. Before we get into that, though, I want you to look at the map. First question, okay, just think about it. Say it out loud if you want. How many continents are there? If you guessed 7, you would be correct. Now, what are the names of those continents? Well, you see them labeled there in the map. As I hope you already know, there's North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, Africa, Australia, and where we are in Thailand, Asia. Okay? All right, to begin here, we've got our vocabulary for today. Okay, first one is a continent. A continent is a large landmass. Like we just looked at in the previous slide, all right, we've got 7 large land masses, all right, 7 continents, North and South America, Europe, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, and where we are in Thailand, Asia. Next one is a boundary. This is the point or line where one region ends and another begins. Okay? So I want you to reference the picture to your right, the bottom picture. This is a zoomed in map of Southeast Asia, specifically Thailand. And you see the red line that outlines the country. Okay? This is the boundary of Thailand and, let's say, Laos, or Thailand and Myanmar, or Cambodia, or Malaysia. If we look more closely at the map, we see the boundary, all right, between the provinces here in Thailand, okay? So you may look and you may see the boundary between, say, Nonthaburi and Bangkok, okay, or Ubon and Sisaket, okay? So, those are the boundaries, whether they're country boundaries, provincial boundaries, city boundaries, whatever it may be. Next, a fossil is any trace of an ancient organism that has been preserved in rock, okay? Again, the top picture is a fossil of a fish, okay? Fossils can be anything. Fish, plants, animals, okay? Probably the most famous are dinosaurs, okay? And finally, we've got 2 prefixes. But before we get to the prefixes, we have to understand what a prefix is. Well, a prefix is something attached to another word to change its meaning. So our 2 prefixes today are mid, which is at or near the middle, Obviously, mid, middle, middle, mid, mid, middle, middle, mid. I could be a rapper. And the final prefix is sub, which is below, beneath, or under. And those will become more clear as we look at some vocabulary words here. All right? Now, this Alfred Wagner, like you saw in the first slide there, he proposed a hypothesis that all continents were once joined together in a single landmass, and since that point have moved apart. Okay, so again, his idea was that all the continents were once together and have moved apart since then. Now, what exactly is a hypothesis? We could also call it a theory. Well, it's a proposed explanation and the starting point of further study which can be tested. Okay? So, an hypothesis tries to explain why something has happened and provide data or information or evidence to prove that it's possible. Okay? So, Wagner's theory suggests that this supercontinent, called Pangaea, existed about 300 million years ago. So let's look at what I mean here, okay? Let's give this map a moment to restart here, okay? We're kind of seeing where all the continents are now, okay? This GIF here, this map of the world, it measures the movement of the plates by millions of years. Okay, so right here we're at 240 million years, where you see all the continents combined as one. You kind of see the outline of Africa, South America. You'll see India here in a moment, Australia, North America. Let's just watch it as it moves. Okay, we're at 170 million years ago, and now we're just starting to see the continents really break apart, move, separate. You'll be able to pick up a little bit of what they look like. Yeah, there's North America, South America starting to separate from Africa. Okay, we're getting to about 100 million years now, and what you'll see quickly here is India. Okay. This plate is moving up close and fast to Asia, and as it hits Asia, it will form the Himalayan mountains, okay? So here again, the plates are moving, the continents are moving to where we know them today. You get to see it a little bit more now. You can see Europe. Oh, there's Asia forming, Australia, okay? I know that's a slow map, so let's look at it a little faster. Well, this is about to finish there. Yeah, there we go. That's where we are today. Okay, let's look at it faster here. Okay, this is going to reset. There we go. Moving fast, separating, moving to their current locations. Yeah, if you look at the bottom part of the circle there, you really see India just move and boom, right up into Asia when it forms the Himalayan mountains, Mount Everest, etc. Okay? Now, like I said, when you have a hypothesis or a theory, you need to be able to test it. You need to be able to show evidence that will not prove necessarily, but show that this hypothesis could be or is true. So Wagner proposed two pieces of supporting evidence. First, fossils. Animal fossils have been found in Africa, South America, Australia, India, and Antarctica. Okay, as we see from this little map down here. This seems to suggest that these animals lived in the same region millions and millions and millions of years ago. Similarly, he proposed that climate was a piece of the evidence. And how is this possible? Well, some plants only grow in tropical regions, okay, tropical like here in Thailand. But the fossils of those plants have been found all over the globe, specifically in cold regions. Okay, so if you're finding a tropical plant in, let's say, Antarctica, okay, the fossil of a tropical plant in Antarctica, this would seem to suggest that at one point these cold regions of the Earth were once more temperate, right? Were more tropical, were hotter. Okay? So I like this picture down at the bottom where you see the plants, the animal fossils that have been found on multiple continents, indicating that either the plants lived in tropical regions or that animals lived in the same region millions and millions of years ago. Okay? So again, to review our objective, what was Wagner's hypothesis about the continents? Well, simply put, that the continents 300 million years ago were all connected as one and have since moved apart. Okay? And he supported this hypothesis through the evidence of fossils and climate. Okay? So, we will continue this in our next lesson. Thank you very much.